Here we have a fragrance that was composed by Jerome Di Marino. He's an amazing perfumer. I've had the opportunity to meet him in person in Paris, France. He and I have actually worked together on another fragrance by Navitus Parfum, which is called Imperial. And this is a really special fragrance in my opinion. So with this particular fragrance, it is described as being unapologetic, uplifting, and unforgettable. The three U's, and I do find it to be very uplifting without necessarily being effervescent. I personally find that a lot of these effervescent fragrances that are also considered uplifting, they rely too heavily on the citrus. Here we have some really smooth, slightly sweet ingredients. We have a lot of really bright, uplifting floral notes as well. Perfectly unisex in my opinion. In any case, I'm excited to give you my thoughts on the smell. Let's start things off with a quick look at the presentation first. Now, as soon as this fragrance opens up, it is going to smell floral, creamy. It has a dulcet tone about it. And of course, looking at the note breakdown, you do have Italian mandarin, iris, and Egyptian seaweed in the opening. Don't worry, this one doesn't smell like algae. It doesn't smell like seaweed explicitly. It's not salty or oceanic or anything like that. But the iris is in here and it's nicely smooth and starchy without necessarily smelling buttery or smelling like lipstick. I know in a lot of cases, iris has the reputation of smelling a little bit like lipstick. That's not the case here. It's very starchy. It's very smooth. It has a creamy nature about it. And like I said, the citrus elements are not overly pronounced in this fragrance. I would go as far as to say that the uplifting nature is actually coming more so from the heart and the base of the composition. In the heart, you do have a white floral blend and African olibanum. So you do have this incensey note in here, and it's very tranquil, it's very tame, it's calm, it's serene, and it's really beautifully done. In the dry down, you have sandalwood, benzoin, Madagascan vanilla, absolute, moss, and Indonesian musk. So of course the benzoin combined with the vanilla kind of gives this fragrance a bit of an amber accord, but the musk is very smooth, very clean. It combines with that floral accord in the heart, also combining with the iris in the opening of this fragrance. You know, this fragrance does sort of promote a sense of serenity, tranquility, innocence, purity, so on and so forth, and I really do enjoy the whole white aesthetic on the box and on the sleeve here with the gold accents and of course the gold hardware on the bottle. I think it looks quite beautiful if I'm being honest with you. And I think the bottle and the box and the whole presentation, in addition to the name, does an effortless job of conveying what you can kind of expect from this fragrance. I know Paulina did an amazing video kind of delineating and describing her influence and inspiration when it came to the composition of this fragrance, and she spoke about how she wanted this to sort of exude positivity and benevolence. And you know, I don't want to misconstrue her words because she did an exceptional job in her introduction video. I would definitely recommend that you check it out and you watch through the entirety of that video because I think it's very, very well explained. But this is just a beautifully done fragrance, and I'm so happy that this has been added to Navitus Parfums portfolio because I personally find it to be filling in a certain niche within the catalog or the collection that wasn't there before. There aren't too many floral fragrances being offered by Navitus Parfum, and I know myself as a creative director, I always sort of aim for the gourmand, so I tend to stay away from the floral territory, but this one is just a wonderful fragrance, and I hope you have the opportunity to try it. You certainly have the opportunity to win a full-size bottle. Once again, all you have to do is follow that Cephalabon link down below in the description. Let's go ahead and finish things off with my overall assessment. Now, first up, in terms of the uniqueness and the overall smell, this is such a unique fragrance, in my opinion. The floral accord, the incense, the vanilla, the benzoin, the sandalwood, the musk. It's creamy. It has some dulcet tones in the dried down. It's a little mossy, a little earthy. tiny bit of citrus in the opening. The seaweed is kind of non-existent. I mean, there's a touch of it in there, and of course it is influencing the composition in its own special way, but it's not one of the predominant notes, is what I'm trying to say. Longevity, extrait de parfum, 10 plus hours on skin. Projection was amazing. For the first hour of application, it radiated within an arm's length. It became an elbow's length scent right around hour 6. Skin scent right around hour 10. In terms of the versatility, dressed up or dressed down, any season, any occasion, perfectly unisex, certainly one of the more versatile fragrances that the brand has to offer, and certainly one of the more versatile fragrances in my personal collection. As far as the presentation is concerned, all things considered, the heaviness of the bottle, the plaque on the front here, the pressurized atomizer, everything about it, I think it's beautiful. My final verdict on this fragrance is, if you're looking for something that is slightly sweet, slightly earthy, floral, clean, kind of conveying this sense of positivity and radiating just a really benevolent quality, I think this is a beautiful fragrance to check out. Of course, if you're a fan of incense, vanilla, benzoin, sandalwood, musk, iris, if any of these ingredients sound interesting to you, I would totally recommend Kind Intentions by Navitus Parfum. My personal opinion is that Paulina did a superb job with this one. I'm very, very proud of her. Of course, this is her second contribution to the Navitus Parfum portfolio, with the first one being Venom of Love, which was an amazing fragrance. And
another fragrance that came out by my friend here on YouTube as well is Paulina. Hey, Paulina girl. Paulina came out with Kind Intentions, you guys. I love this fragrance. And this fragrance, it stumped me. Did I show you Gabby's box? I'm sorry. If I didn't, here it is. This is what it looks like. I love the pop of color. I love the red. You guys, I love talking about new fragrances. But this one right here is my favorite color. So this one here, it had a beautiful color scheme going to it, you guys. It has the mint green. This looks like this right here. You guys, look at the color. And then the writing is white and gold. We love that. This is Kind Intentions. I love the name. Everybody needs a little bit more kindness. Everybody deserves to be treated with kindness and respect. And this is Kind Intentions, and I love that. This right here is really good. I didn't know what this was going to smell like. Let me give you a few of the notes so you can know why I said that. I was like, what is that going to smell like? Few of the notes inside of it. Italian mandarin. It has iris. It has in the heart notes white flowers blend. And then in our base notes, we've got some sandalwood, seaweed, vanilla absolute, musk. Beautiful, beautiful fragrance. It's different though. Beautiful mister. This is perfect for right now. Like, I wore this out the other day. I was going to the car dealership and I wore this as my scent of the day among 1,000 other fragrances. But anyways, I put this on with Kind Intentions to spray it, to wear it out, to see how it was. And this was giving. I sprayed it and I was like, oh my God, this is so fresh. It's so fresh. It's so clean, but it has some depth. And something in it is kind of different and unique that I've never smelled before in any of my fragrances. I don't believe, you guys. I haven't smelled all the fragrances in the world. But when I smelled this, it didn't give me reminiscence to anything really. It just smelled like fresh, clean, and that it went with hot weather. It went for right now. And it smelled happy, upbeat, playful, loving. It gave an uplifting type of mood to it. Really, really good. But there's something in the background that I gotta spray it on me. Always spray your fragrances when you're trying them out, you guys, on your skin as well as the blotter card. Because the blotter card is not going to tell you a whole lot unless you've already played with it. But if you're trying to get a feel for it, always spray it on your skin and give it a little bit of time to dry down so that you know exactly what it's going to give you. Because magic normally happens in the middle notes or in the dry down. For me, I love to see what the dry down offers. Because that way it lets me know if I'm really going to like the heart and the depth of the fragrance. And this is good, but I don't know what that note is. Let me see. Okay, you guys, I can't do this now. I'll figure it out and come back to you. But it's really good. If you have not tried Kind Intentions by Navitus Perfume, their collaboration with Paulina here on YouTube, very well done. Congratulations, Paulina. This right here is another amazing, amazing, amazing fragrance. I have your first one, and I absolutely love that one. And this one is no different. This is really good. It's very fresh, very clean. Highly recommend you get a whiff of it.
Kind Intentions from, obviously, Navitus in collaboration with Paulina. This is the presentation. I know we're not talking about bottles and boxes, but I love the white box. and I love, love the bottle. Look at that color, look at that bottle, it's amazing. They changed the plate, so now this bit actually has a plate, okay, it's not just printed anymore. It looks good. It looks very, very, very good. And before we start with the review, I have a little announcement to make as well. Chocolate Queen is going to be available very, very soon. It's going to be back in stock, okay, on the Navitus website. This bottle also has now the plate. So it's not going to be printed anymore. It's going to have a plate. It's a more luxurious experience, a more luxurious packaging, but the price is staying exactly the same. So if you didn't grab your Chocolate Queen yet, it's going to be available very, very soon on the Navitus website. And like I said, you're going to get the new bottle as well. Now, let's go back to the review. Kind Intentions. The name says it all, okay? I know, it's like Kind Intentions, like, what do you mean it says it all? For me, this perfume brings so many memories, okay? For me, I feel like I experienced this perfume already. I'm gonna read you the notes in a second. Like always, you're getting the sleeve, you're getting the box, and then inside the box, you're getting a card with all of the information and the notes. This perfume has Italian mandarin, iris, Egyptian seaweed, white flower blend, African olibanum, sandalwood, benzoin, Madagascar vanilla, moss, and Indonesian musk. And master perfumer, just to mention, is Jerome Di Marino. I'm getting some of the notes, but I'm getting an extra note as well that is not listed in here. I said that this perfume brings so many memories to me. For me, this fragrance smells like mandarin. Yes, I'm getting the mandarin. It's not too fresh. It's not like too citrusy, but you're getting that aroma that mandarin has. I'm getting a little bit of seaweed. I know I saw some reviews and some people are saying that they are not getting that, but I'm getting a little bit of seaweed. I'm getting the white flowers blend, but the white flowers are kind of muted, are kind of unsweetened white flowers. Like you're not getting necessarily, when you think white flowers, you're gonna think orange blossom, jasmine, tuberose. No, you're literally getting a bouquet of all of those flowers, but then the sweetness, it's not that intense. It's not that florally, if you want to say like that. And then for some reason, I think Paulina mentioned as well that this one has hay. I'm 100% smelling hay, and I absolutely love that scent. I love that smell. Just because when I was little, and I mean like 4 or 5, my parents used to send me to my grandparents' house in the village, in the countryside. So obviously it was hay everywhere. This is how I would spend my summers for many, many years. And for me, it literally smells like, it's a very aromatic perfume, okay? I cannot compare it to anything else. I genuinely cannot compare it to anything else. It's probably one of the most unique fragrances in my collection, and definitely the most unique that Navitus created. Because there are certain perfumes, yes, that are different. I love this brand, you know that. I created a perfume with this brand. But like my chocolate queen, obviously there are other perfumes that have a chocolate note, so you might find small things similar to other fragrances. With this one, I cannot find a single fragrance that smells slightly similar. Not similar, slightly similar. So this is definitely 100% extremely unique. Now, like I said, the smell. I'm getting like summer days. You are walking on a field, and then you have hay around you. It's very sunny, and maybe you're carrying like a basket of mandarin oranges, and then you have some white flowers around you. And maybe there's a lake around because I'm getting some seaweed. I'm getting something almost marine, but not marine, like blue ocean. No. This is so good. Like I said, it's extremely unique. I feel like you either absolutely love it from the bottom of your heart or you don't. I'm pretty sure this is what Paulina said as well. Like, she really didn't play it safe. This is not, I don't know, something generic. This is not something that you're gonna find everywhere. You generally, like, nothing smells like this perfume. And if you are into aromatic perfumes, if you are into, it's a mix between aromatic and floral in the same time, with that touch of orange, yes, mandarin orange, with that touch of mandarin orange. I don't know how to explain it, Sayed. Like I said, for me, this is a let me put it on the skin. Let's spray it, okay? For me, the opening is everything, because in the opening, I'm definitely getting that mandarin. And I absolutely love mandarin fragrances, especially for the summertime. Like, come on, it's summer. This one has mandarin. They just go together. It's just perfect. But then slightly you're getting those flowers. I'm getting, like I said, a bit of that seaweed. I'm getting hay, and I love, like, warm hay. Like, sun is out and you're in a field and you have hay in there. I love that scent. Like, I that's probably, when it comes to more like earthy, like nature type of scent, that's probably one of my favorite scents. It's so good. In the dry down, I know it has, what does it have? It has vanilla, it has musk, it has moss, sandalwood, benzoin. I'm definitely getting the moss. Like, it's a bit mossy in the dry down. And then I know it has vanilla. I would not necessarily say I'm getting vanilla, but I'm definitely getting a sweetness. It's like a sweetness is coming through. What is extremely interesting with this perfume is the fact that mandarin orange, obviously, is citrusy. It's a cold fragrance. It's a cold scent. But then the whole composition is very warm. It's very sunny. It's like a hug. It's like a hug. So, Kind Intentions, it literally makes sense. This perfume is like a hug in the nature. I really like it, and in my opinion, it's perfectly unisex. My boyfriend kind of stole it from me. Like, I found it. I was looking here. I was like, "Where is Kind Intentions?" I need to record a video, and then I went upstairs and I saw that it was with his other perfumes, and I'm like, "Nope, that is mine. We can share it, but it's mine, and it's staying in my collection, not in yours." I really like it. Like I said, it's very unique. Maybe not everyone is gonna like it, but if you like it, you're not just gonna like it, you are gonna love it. Performance. This is beast. Like, this is beast. And I'm not saying that because, like, oh, I know Paulina, I'm working with Navitus. No, this is beast. I sprayed it in the room. We went to do some shopping, came back like 5 hours later, and the room, I could smell the perfume. Like, it was filling the entire room. Myself, I could smell it. When you move, you can smell it. It's not a fragrance that necessarily you need to move around too much. Literally, if you just stand, you can smell it. So a little goes a long way. Like, you don't need much of this. And it's not just it's perfect for the summertime. Like, it's perfect for the summertime, but I can definitely see this one for spring, like daytime, nighttime, anytime, and then fall during the daytime as well. Maybe not for the winter. It's not strong, as in like depth enough for the winter time. But spring, summer, 100%, and then fall, like daytime, absolutely. Such a beautiful fragrance, such a unique fragrance. Congratulations, Paulina. I already told you at Texans that I really, really like it, but now that I have the bottle, I like it even more, because just look at the bottle. So, Navitus, Kind Intentions, yes, I do really like it. Like I said, aromatic, a bit floral, different. Very, very, very different. If you want to smell unique, if you want to smell unique, definitely check this one out, because you cannot find anything that smells similar to this perfume.
Now, this is one where the notes are only going to confuse you, and they confused me. I had to just ignore the notes and wear it. Use my own assessment. Like, what am I thinking here? I didn't look at those notes since she first told me a few, and then she gave me them, and I was like, yeah, I'm not getting that. So I just ignored it, and then wore this, never even looked back at those notes. You get an orange blossom in here. You definitely get this orangey kind of feel to it, like orange fruit and orange blossoms kind of feel. Also with this, like, you get this like orange and white kind of vibe. You get this vanilla kind of sweetness from it, and it's gotten sweeter since March too. So there's that, and then there's also this outdoorsy kind of feel where the hay note you'll get to give it this like dry grass you're walking, and it gives you this feeling like you're in a very introspective mood. Like, this is the introvert and this is the extrovert that reside in all of us. We all have our more introspective moods, or we just want to be left alone, and we have our like outgoing gregarious occasions. Some people live more in this zone, some people live more in this zone, but I feel like we all have a little of both. But the dry down, oh man almighty. Yeah, it definitely gets sweeter with time. This is, in March I would have told you this was unisex, but I now feel like it's a little more feminine. The sweetness in here is really pretty. It's a pretty sweetness. It's a feminine, beautiful, cute kind of sweetness, and I like it. I like it. There's almost this like fluffy cotton candy kind of thing about it, but more ethereal. It's not marshmallow. It's not really like a sharp cotton candy, but that vanilla in here is really present. And that vanilla and the florals really gives the most magnificent sillage ever. Like, ever. I only sprayed my forearm the other day, and I couldn't believe how much in my house. I would walk back into the garage and be like, wow, the garage smells amazing. That's a first. Usually, it smells like cars and tires and like lawnmowers and that kind of stuff, right? Like, it's not a very pretty smell at all. And it smelled really pretty in there. And I'm like, how does it smell so good? Yet this is unique. Like, even though I'm saying orange blossom and vanilla, it is not like Love Don't Be Shy. Like, it is nothing like that. Nothing. Think more orange blossom and hay, and then that vanilla in there, and it really dances beautifully. Like, there's something that gives you the vibe of being outdoors in a meadow. Whereas Love Don't Be Shy, there's something thick and dense and marshmallow. This is not like that. It is like I said, this introspective mood, like you're by yourself and you're walking through the meadow and you're deep in your thoughts. Yet, so there's something very comforting about it. The way it opens, there's something very introspective with more of this, and I hesitate to use the word earthy because that kind of gives a different connotation. It really is more like flower fields and maybe some dry grass underneath you, where you get this sensation of like walking out in the wide open kind of field. And then there's, the sweet orange blossoms and this vanilla. Like, maybe you're wearing a very light kind of vanilla fragrance that is like a white floral vanilla, and it's mixing with all that, but it really takes the stage. The sillage, I'm telling you, the sillage on this is one of the best I've ever smelled. It is phenomenal. But yeah, you can't go by the notes. And yeah, seaweed, just throw seaweed out, okay? It's only confusing people, I think. What are the notes here? Let's see. Top notes: Italian mandarin, iris, and okay, forget the seaweed. Iris, I can see that little bit of powderiness to the vanilla. Heart notes: white floral blend, African Alabama, and base of sandalwood, benzoin, Madagascar, vanilla absolute, moss, musk. I know there's hay in here. She told me there was hay in here. She told me some of the other notes that aren't listed here. I would forget that seaweed, but it's really that Madagascar vanilla and the benzoin and the iris, the orange flowers, we see mandarin, sandalwood. I can see that again, like the sandalwood and mosses, like just giving this gentle underfoot kind of feel. It is phenomenal. It's definitely Greta approved. I absolutely love this one. And like I said, it's gotten even better for me. So I'm loving it, absolutely loving it. Yeah, good job, Paulina. I'm very proud of you. I know Paulina has gone through a lot in the last year. We all go through our seasons, our trials and tribulations, and she certainly has been going through them. And I can totally see the evolution of, you know, how she had chosen this and then, let's turn this around, and then chose this as kind of like the stages she was going through. But yeah, I told her in Milan, this one is way more my style, like way more. As soon as I sprayed it, I was just elated and said, yes, this one I really like. So I think some of you know, it was a little like, yes, I'm in a cherry phase. Yes, I love this. Yes, I love the opening. And I didn't even hold back in my review. And I just said that it was a little brash for my taste on the dry down. But this one, man, oh man. Oh, what did I get on you? This one just gets better and better and better and better. And I highly recommend it. So that is my wrap up of the two. I like them both.
Kind Intentions, I smelled in Milan at Texans. So Paulina had a sample. I don't think she had the bottle at that point, so she had a sample or multiple samples, I don't know. But she had a sample that she offered like us. We were a group. And I remember smelling it, thinking, oh my God, this fragrance is amazing. And think about the context. I was smelling a lot of fragrances, like, you know, before, after. And we were outside and just talking, and I smelled it, and I thought, okay, this is really, really good. And I kept asking her what it was, and at first she was joking, and she didn't tell me that it's going to be her next fragrance, and after that she did. And I was so impressed. So I was thinking at that time, okay, I am pretty sure that I'm going to buy this fragrance when the time is right, when they launch it, because I do have her other fragrance. I have Gabby's fragrance, and I have another fragrance from Navitus. So I do like this brand. I have 3 fragrances that I bought myself, and the brand sent me this fragrance. So of course, I was not happy, very happy about this. And in the same package, I got also Ambrosia Imperiale that I only heard of. So I didn't know how it smells. I didn't know anything about it, to be honest, and we'll get there. I'll tell you how I feel about the other fragrance, but first I want to talk about Kind Intentions. I want to begin by saying that I don't think this fragrance is 100% true to the notes. Some fragrances are more true to the notes, others are less, and sometimes you get a certain impression by looking at the notes, and after, when you smell it, things are different. So because I smelled this one first, and then months later I saw the notes, when I saw the notes, I was thinking, are these the notes? Do I remember this one properly? Because in my mind, I had a certain memory of it. The smell was in my mind, but then looking at the notes, they didn't really match. So, I'll tell you what notes I'm getting from this one, and some other notes that are mentioned, I don't really get. For example, this fragrance has a seaweed note. I don't get any seaweed because I know fragrances with seaweed, they smell a little bit dirty, they smell salty, they smell kind of a green. It's not the case here. This is not a dirty fragrance by any means. There is a white flower blend in this fragrance. Again, I don't get tuberose from it. I don't get prominent white flowers, animalic white flowers, anything of that sort. I feel like the white flowers in here only give it like this beautiful creaminess. So how does this fragrance smell? It opens with sweet citruses. I'm thinking orange, but they list mandarin. Then you start getting more sweetness from the vanilla, from the benzoin. This fragrance is extremely creamy, and I blame that on the musk, on the white flowers. And I also get this dry grass type of smell. Very smooth, very relaxing. It's like you close your eyes and you're on this blanket, you're having a picnic somewhere on a field in the wild, and it's the end of the summer, so the grass is a little bit dry. There are still flowers there, and you get this smell from the grass, from the flowers. It's very intoxicating. This fragrance gets deeper and deeper as you move towards the dry down, and I love this about it. So at first you might think this is just for summer when you first smell it, when you first spray it, and then as it gets towards the dry down, this is an all year round fragrance. You might be tempted to think that this is not a very strong fragrance. You might be tempted to overspray, but I'm going to tell you that it's not the case. It is very, very strong. It doesn't seem like, but it is very strong. It projects and it lasts forever. I think my neighbors bought a freaking tractor or something. I can hear it. It's outside, and the timing is just like perfect. Anyway, Kind Intentions. We're supposed to have Kind Intentions in here. Kind Intentions is not just a pretty fragrance, although it is very pretty. It's a very complex fragrance. It's a fragrance not just for summer. I said that. At first I said it. Oh, this is just for summer. But then the dry down recommends it for all seasons. So this is a very complex fragrance. It's a very elegant fragrance. I feel like the iris, the sandalwood, the musk give it that elegance. Tell me if you managed to smell this one. If you did already, let me know what you think about it. I'm very curious to know if there's anyone who dislikes it. I think this is a very hard to dislike type of fragrance. There are some fragrances out there that are just pretty. They're pretty. It's hard to hate them. This is one of them. And for that reason, I think this is a pretty safe blind buy even. I do not recommend blind buys, but you know, if we are to choose like safer blind buys, safer than others, this would be one of them.
Now, my scent of the day is this beautiful perfume right here. This is Kind Intentions by Navitus Perfumes and Paulina Shah. We all know who Paulina is. She's absolutely amazing. She's a great perfume reviewer. She has amazing taste, and I definitely trust her judgment. And when she came out with this perfume, this is her second release collaboration with Navitus. The first one, Venom of Love, I absolutely adore that perfume. And this one is absolutely incredible. The bottle blew me away, guys. I do not have a mint green bottle perfume in my collection, and I just think it's so beautiful. The name of this perfume resonates with me a lot, and I just love it for so many reasons. So when I first sprayed this perfume, which the mist is just beautiful, the first thing that comes to mind is that this is a very fruity, fresh and earthy scent. This to me is perfectly unisex. The moment my husband smelled this, he was like, yeah, I think I can wear that one too. I think I can wear that for sure. This reminds me of something from my childhood or something, especially when it dries down. I don't know what it is, but I really love it. And this was created by a perfumer that is a protege to Mr. MFK himself. And I didn't even know that Mr. Mason Francis Coctejean created quite a few perfumes for Navitus, which is just extremely impressive because I love his nose. I think he has created some of the most iconic perfumes ever, and to learn that his protege actually created this perfume, it just made me know that this was going to be a great scent, and it really is a great scent. I believe Navitus and Paulina have lots of discount codes available at the moment, so I would say run and get this perfume ASAP before the discounts actually disappear. In terms of longevity, this lasted on me for 8 hours plus, and that is incredible for a fresh perfume. This is fresh, but it's different. I have not smelled anything like this, but it does bring back a memory. I just can't place my finger on it. It's a beautiful perfume. It is slightly sweet. I get a lot of earthy tones from this perfume. I do get a lot of musk. I get the vanilla for sure. And it's quite fruity. When it dries down, guys, this perfume is completely different. It's very different from the opening, which I love. It almost takes you on a journey from the beginning to the end. I just think it's stunning. Paulina never misses a beat. So I wasn't surprised that this perfume is amazing, sensational, and I just absolutely love it. So this is Kind Intentions by Navitus Perfumes and Paulina Shah.